Hello! Yes, hello, good evening, and welcome to Heavyweight RPG, where I, Dice of the Holder Dungeon Master, guest DM, just until the end of the year when AD comes back. We miss you. Present Spelljammer Academy, Hot Shots Part 1, Episode 7. Yes, before we get into it, before you see the faces of our lovely players, there we go. Oh, hi, Hannah.
An actual mod.
Yes. Oh, Hannah knows the links. Hannah knows them. Hannah can do it if Hannah's actually watching properly. But yes, before we get into it, a word obviously about our sponsors. As always, our first sponsor that we always mention is Loki Battlemats, an award-winning UK-based TTRPG accessory creator. There are many books of Battlemats, little, big, giant sizes, and their modular book sets are full of amazing artwork and add an awesome backdrop to any tabletop game. If you are interested in finding out more, search Loki Battlemats, L-O-K-E, on Facebook or most other social medias, or visit lokibattlemats.com to view their amazing artwork and shop their physical maps, and pop over to Drive-Thru RPG, where you can download a lot of their digital maps, some of which are free, well worth the trip. Yes, please go search for them right now on most social media, especially Twitter, which is where I've seen the link go up. I couldn't see it on Facebook, but they've probably done it on there as well, to get the pre-orders in for the new modular book set, which I have already pre-ordered today. Castles and Keeps. Palaces, Castles and Keeps. It's to go along with the other modular book sets I've already got, which is the Wilderness book set, the Dungeons book set, and the Towns and Taverns. But yes, coming out very, very soon is Palaces, Castles and Keeps, and I cannot wait for more dungeons in which I can apparently not run a deadly encounter. But yes, Loki Battlemats. Our second sponsor, the amazing and wonderful Syrinscape. Thank you, Syrinscape, as always, for the awesome atmosphere and music. You too can add the sounds you will hear tonight and more to your games by just popping over to Syrinscape.com. You don't even have to sign up. You get 20 sound sets for free just to get you included and immersed. You don't even need to register. Just pop over to Syrinscape.com to find out more, because epic games need epic sound. Right, social media. Yes, we have lots of social medias. There is the Facebook, there is Instagram, there is Twitter, there is plans for another very popular platform that will be kept secret from AD until we have like 100 videos left ready to post at the same time. There is also a Discord. Please come and join the Discord community. Pop over and join a bunch of nerdy reprobates discussing lots of tabletop, arguing about what games are good, referring each other to probably fantasy novels that most of the people they're being referred to have read anyway. But yes, pop over, join the community. I love each and every single person that we have on the Discord, but there's always room for more. Social medias. Yes, where can you find our content? So, if you'd like to watch literally thousands of hours now of D&D or tabletop role-playing content, please pop over to YouTube and look for Heavyweight Gaming. I believe it still is on YouTube. There we go. Link is in the chat, where you can watch Fables Among Titans, When Glory Is Not Enough, Carbon 2185. All hilarious, all incredibly heartwarming, emotional, traumatizing at times. Or if you want something that's very rarely heartwarming and almost always traumatizing, pop over to YouTube and try and look for Dice of the Beholder, where you can see Chronicles of Needham, 89 episodes of me attempting and failing to either traumatize or murder all of my friends. If you can't watch us, but you'd still like to listen to our beautiful voices, you can, if you want to, pop over to Spotify, where you can find 70-something episodes of Fables Among Titans, 20-something episodes of When Glory Is Not Enough, and 89 episodes of the Chronicles of Needham. Just type in either Heavyweight RPG or Dice of the Beholder to find those there. Sponsors, social, content, and I think we can now see the players. There we go. Rerolls. I will wait. I'll wait for it to come up in the... Well, yes! Do you feel sorry for the adventurers? Monkey face. Donate 200 bits or cheers to give the party a reroll. They can't be used on the DM or death saving throws. They don't roll over to the following week, but there is not a cap, so you can give as many or as few as you wish. But obviously, many is the important thing here.
Yay.
And then also, where are we going? No, because we want... I, as the DM, can also earn a hero point or a reroll if you donate 500 bits for the moose. Never understood the moose thing. It's gone on for too long now without me asking AD, so it would be kind of weird if I asked. So I just never know, I guess. But yes, I believe that is everything. I believe we are done pretty much.
Oh, that was a short stream. Nice one.
No, so I think now we're ready to play some D&D.
Yay.
Okay. So. Thanks, Matt. Last time on Spelljammer Academy, you all were given your first real mission. Not a simulated voyage into the realm space, into the astral sea, an actual, honest to God, mission off planet to find an adamantine meteorite that had crash landed on the water disk world of Hakatha. Having had some trials and troubles on the way in your tyrant ship, unfortunately losing a friend to sabotage by someone you had considered to be a friend, Mikan. You eventually got to Hakatha, and though your captain was incredibly quiet on the matter, Bobby, you took it upon yourself to negotiate an argument between two spectators and their gazer brood over who should be looking after the meteorite. You eventually convinced them to leave the meteorite alone with you and an ogre so that they could both go and find their masters to attempt to both gain favour, having found the prize. You used this distraction to call in your friends and attack the ogre, eventually slaying him, and with your prize, you escaped Hakatha. Mission complete. Incredibly well done, in fact. You were attacked by a Githyanki pirate halfway home on the back of a Starlancer, who you quite very quickly, very deftly saw off. Well, damaged enough that they used some kind of invisibility cloak to disappear and make their way or fly away from the tyrant ship. It was there that you were sent or given the rest of the day off, but called to work the next morning to perform maintenance on the Flighty Foundling, your home away from home. Effectively, your ship, a hammerhead vessel that you had sailed on a few times, both in simulation and reality. It was there, that morning, during your maintenance shift. Sorry. I have a bit of a cough. I apologise to everyone. I will be coughing quite a lot tonight. It was there, that morning, as you were deep in your tasks, that the shadow of another ship passed over your deck. As you looked at it, all you saw was a giant metal insect, its hull gleaming in the sunlight. Ropes dropped down from the vessel and landed on the main deck of the Flighty Foundling near the middle and the forecastle. Two brawny, hippo-headed humanoids dressed for combat zipped down the lines on steel loops, landing on the deck with a resounding thud. One of them points at you, snorts, and says, "Get off our ship." How would you like to reply?
Back off. No, it's no.
Are they wearing any uniforms we'd recognise?
I mean, can't think of a check for it. No.
Well, just, not the ones we've seen around the academy.
The larger of the two.
No, we'll do.
The larger of the two is wearing what could be considered a military garb. However, it has been a long time since this uniform was up to inspection. It is threadbare in places, it has been patched in other places. There have been, he's wearing quite a few different rigs, holding daggers and different pouches of things. The closest thing you would consider them to be wearing a uniform for would be pirates.
What makes you think that this is your ship?
Do you have the registration document?
As you speak, Hipley, the taller one turns to you and says, "You might want to vacate the deck. Mighty sharpish there, little lady. Perhaps the ship's deck is not the best place for you. I'm sure there's a galley that needs another cook, or perhaps some decks that can be swabbed somewhere."
Wow.
That is extremely rude.
I shoot him already.
Our Spelljammer.
Well,
Called you out. Sorry.
there were two ways we can do this. If you're not gonna get off kindly, we can do it the hard way.
What does hard way entail? Is it something to do with your so large pistol?
Why, yes. And they swing their pistol around. Everyone roll for initiative.
Oh. Just
Okay.
one up already. Ooh, that's a 91.
Hang on, I just want to make sure that this...
Sorry, I had it upside down.
I want to see if this extension is still working like it did. 'Cause it worked quite well last week, rolling everyone's initiative straight into Roll20, which was quite cool. Where is
Richard? It's quite cool.
If the popping behind me gets annoying, do let me know, because I can see the camera flashing up green occasionally.
Yeah, but mine's doing that as well, so...
Okay. Hipley.
Where's my character sheet? Oh, it's right in front of me. 17.
17. Okay. Stats.
16.
Excellent.
I
Yards.
20.
Nice.
Show off.
You need a week off more often. Ook.
15.
15. Fang.
10.
Oh. Bobby.
22.
22. Okay. Okay. Has it? It has. Wonderful. Okay, if you could all then please pop over to Roll20 for me. I will move the player bar. So you can all now see the map that I spent hours painstakingly creating yesterday. And now, for the benefit of everyone watching, this is the deck of the Flighty Foundling, your hammerhead spelljamming vessel. As you were all in different places, doing like different maintenance jobs, this is where I have randomly put you. I've put the two main spelljammers obviously at the rear, where the spelljammer would be. Stats, the navigator, with them, and then the rest of you scattered about the ship. So, top of the round, Bobby. What would you like to do?
Having only one screen is really annoying. I'm used to having multiple.
Yeah, sorry, mate.
Yep, I know that feeling. What did you make this map in? It looks awesome.
The Skydock itself, sorry, just as a bit of a plug, the Skydock map itself is available from Loki Battlemat's Patreon. They've got many different examples, empty Skydocks, nighttime, if it's in the Astral Sea, and then they've also got versions that actually have a sky or a spelljamming vessel in the dock at the same time. The ship itself is from a map pack, and before we end tonight, I will find out where it is on Roll20, because someone has painstakingly recreated in perfect, beautiful colour, full of detail, all of the new spelljamming vessels from the release. Because you can get them from the D&D content, from Wizards of the Coast, but they're all in black and white. But yes, so the artwork that they've made for the ships is gorgeous. But yes, back to the game. Sorry, Bobby, what would you like to do?
I think we'll. You know what? I'm just gonna go up to this one nearest to me, and I will attack it with my rapier.
Cool, I've just turned you up as well because... There we go. So rush straight towards the gift shock trooper with your rapier. Roll to hit.
That is a 23.
23.
Yeah.
23 does hit. Even though they're wearing, you can see underneath all of their pirate garb, they're wearing this strange kind of... It's faded and black, but it doesn't look like metal. It looks almost ceramic. And you can feel your rapier kind of pinging off it, but you do find a chink in the armor. Their armor class is 18, wearing plate. Roll for damage.
It's 12. 12 damage, yep.
12. Hang on. For some reason, your camera was the only one that was weird, which is great. There we go. Cool. Should be fixed now. Yes. Nice. All right. Okay. Sorry, say again. How much damage?
It was 12 damage.
12 damage. Fantastic. Okay.
And I will use my bonus action to attack with my dagger.
Cool. Go for it.
And that is not going to hit because that was a 14.
14. Okay. The first hit, though. You're an assassin, aren't you, Biggie?
Yes.
Did you roll double the dice? You have the
I did-
assassinate ability, so if you make an attack on a creature who has not had to
Of
go
course.
during this fight, and you hit it, it is an automatic crit.
Oh, of course. I completely forgot about that. So I'll roll another d8.
And you also
And
you can also use your sneak attack.
that's 2d6.
Sorry.
That's another 11.
11. Okay, cool. There we go. Awesome. There we go. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, I can't do much else now. So
Okay.
yes, that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Your turn over then. The shock trooper turns to you. Raging that you've managed to find some hole in its armor and cause him pain, and drops his musket, using both of his hands to pull this huge, heavy greatsword from his back, and is going to make 2 swings at you with the greatsword. The first one is going to be an 11 to hit.
No.
Okay. The second one is going to be a 13 to hit.
No.
Okay, no problem. Right. And frustrated, raging at you then. That is the end of his go. Completely missed you. Yaz, what would you like to do?
Lol.
I'm just scared because of this deadly encounter. Let's start off with a firebolt at the one that just tried to attack Bobby. Please.
Don't mind me, I'm just adjusting some hit points.
I can tell that look to one side to the computer screen. Plus enemy.
Okay, so you're going to firebolt that guy, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. 11.
And Yaz is
I
back.
forgot. Yaz can only hit when I'm rolling.
That's right.
Okay. So is that...
Quick into battle, but very ineffective.
So the firebolt completely misses. Okay. Is there anything else you wanted to do?
If it is possible, with whatever it is that I'm next to.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this not?
Whatever it is, that's Hipley, don't be rude.
Can I maybe take a knee to get like half cover, 3/4 cover, just in case?
I mean, yes, there's a kind of helm, there's a desk in front of you. So yeah, you can hide behind it if you want.
Yes, I would like to bravely hide behind
You're going
the
to
desk.
bravely cower behind the desk. Okay.
Hey, Robin.
Damn it, you beat me to it.
And
Brave to run away.
Hipley.
Hipley would like to summon or pull out of their backpack a rather large cannon, basically, swing it round on a shoulder-mounted device, and would like to fire a force ballista at the nearest enemy.
Okay. So the nearest enemy to you would be the one that is midships, the gift shipmate.
Yes.
Okay.
Mechanically wise, I'm casting Eldritch Cannon Force Ballista.
Okay. Roll to hit, please.
I'll take the reroll.
Hang on, we can do it on attacks. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a reroll. What's my plus? Is it my spell modifier?
With an Eldritch cannon, I believe the bonus for it is your spellcasting bonus.
I think it is, yeah.
Just say it's plus 10, it'd be right.
It's like a ranged spell attack.
Yeah. My spell casting modifier is plus 5, so 15.
15.
Yeah.
A 15 does hit.
Yes.
As this one you see is wearing almost no armor, and he's just styling it out.
Well, Hipley didn't like them of comparing pistol sizes, so they brought out the big gun. It's 2d8. I'm assuming my force ballista is bigger than their tiny pistols.
Oh yeah. It's not longer than the musket, but it's definitely got girth to make up for it, you know?
What about its repeating action?
That's 9 force damage.
How much, sorry?
9.
9.
Yep.
Okay.
Force damage.
9 force damage. Okay. There we go.
And the deck where the stairs go down, is there some kind of wall or rail there or something that I can?
There is.
Right, I'm just gonna step. Well, I can't step forward because I've got on pan. I'm gonna step up to that and take a knee behind it.
Okay, that's fine.
Would I be on that one or that one? Doesn't really matter, does it?
Not really. Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know if it gives me cover or whatever, but I'm using it to mount my guns.
Okay. It's like a kind of like old-fashioned banister in a house when you're upstairs. So you're crouching down behind it, but like the wooden slats, you can easily be seen through it, kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm a chunk. I'm not really going to be hide behind a post.
Yeah.
Captain Hook's ship in Hook.
Pretty much. Is that the end of your turn, Hipley?
My action was to summon it. My bonus action was to fire it. So yeah, that's me.
Cool.
Nice.
Stats.
Okie dokie then. Don't worry, Captain. We will handle this for you.
Good man, Stats. Thank you.
Take a step forward. Point at this dude. Why is it not? Get off. Why is it not? Oh, there we go. 'Cause I pressed the wrong button. Point at
That
this
guy.
dude and command them to grovel.
Okay.
So that's a DC 14 Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. Okay. Okay.
No one ever told you that you're quite dominant, Stats?
When it works.
14, buddy.
Did I say 14? I meant 14. Do you know? Stop rolling exactly. You did it last week as well. It's just so rude.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm just going to stay there.
Okay.
Be a block for the captain.
No problem.
Stand shoulder to shoulder with him, please.
Is that the end of your go?
Yeah, that's the end of my go.
Cool. Ook.
Okay. How high are these stairs and these stairs? The middle pair? Statistically.
The stairs. What? The stairs you are currently standing on?
Yeah.
Couple of feet.
Feet, and then those middle ones.
That's about like on a ship. What, like 7, 8 feet?
Okay. In that case, I am going to use some movement to go here. I think that's
Okay.
about 30 feet. Attack this middle dude.
Yeah.
While flanking
Cool.
with my quarterstaff. So just kind of bring it round him.
Roll to hit with advantage
With advantage.
because of
I
volley.
rolled a nat 2 and a nat 7, so I'm guessing that misses.
Well,
Plus
what's
7's 13.
13? Unfortunately, because of his plate, it just clangs off his back.
Flurry of blows.
Flurry of blows. Go for it.
First one, 23.
That one hits.
And the second one is a 21.
That also definitely hits.
So yeah, just a couple of kicks.
Roll for damage.
2 plus 4, 6 points on the first one,
Okay.
and 8 on the second.
6 on the first, 8 on the second. Cool. Okay. There we go.
And then I'm gonna stay there.
You just stick in there. Cool. And that's the end of your go.
Yeah.
And Fang.
I'm just gonna go straight for this guy
Okay.
and take a couple of strings. And oh no, that's a 9. So that is 12.
A 12 just hits. A 12 is their armor class.
And that.
That
Actually, no, I added the wrong thing there. It was actually 14, but.
Oh yeah, you're good. That's fine.
So 6 damage.
6 damage. Cool.
And the second one. The second one is a miss.
The second one is a miss. Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
Yep, that is me.
Okay. Coming on to the gift shipmate's turn then. He is going to make one strike against you with a longsword. And that is going to be an 11 to hit.
Misses.
Thinking a bit more tactically then, he's going to use the rest of his action to lob a small metal device. It's like a ball. And it lands there, directly in between Hipley, Stats, and Yars. I would like all of you to make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
My speciality.
You mean we can't use a reaction to try and catch it and throw it away?
You cannot.
Can I use a reaction to bat it back with the butt of my gun?
You cannot.
Ooh!
Can I use a reaction to yelp?
You can.
Oh.
Okay. Stats?
18.
Nice.
Oh,
Yars?
Sorry, dexterity saving throw.
Yeah.
17.
Nice. And Hipley?
7.
Okay.
There are 2 rerolls. 2 rerolls.
Oh.
Okay, so...
3.
Oof. Stats and Yars, you take 9 points of force damage as the small black sphere explodes and a wave of energy washes over you. Hipley, it affects and rocks you more, and you are slammed into the banister, and you take 19 points of force damage.
Ouch.
Back to the top of the round, Bobby. As you were about to act, you hear off in the distance, further into the academy, small explosions, muffled by the walls of the academy, but you start to see smoke coming out. You also note this, out of the corner of your eye, the ship that just dropped these 2 off has done another circuit of the academy and looks like it's coming into dock on the other side of the academy, on the same level you're at. Now, based on your knowledge of the base, the only thing on that side of the academy right now is Micken's quarters, where he is currently being held under guard.
Oh. You are going in jail, pretty dice. Jail.
So, what would you like to do, Bobby?
I think I make the decision that I need to try and end this fight quickly.
This guy.
Yeah, so seeing as I've probably got advantage,
Yeah, you do.
I'm gonna attack it again with my rapier. 11 on one, natural 20 on the other.
Nice! Okay, so advantage and obviously all of his sneak attack dice.
Yeah. I need more. Where'd they go?
All the dice.
– 24 points of damage.
24 points of damage. Jesus Christ, okay. Nice. Okay, there we go. The GIF trooper lets out a
How's he looking?
wail. And it is an unearthly scream that you've never heard before as you puncture probably something quite vital, and your rapier like slides in and out like a knife through butter. He finally now starts to lean, using his elbow to try and apply pressure to the wound you've just inflicted. He's now looking hurt.
Well, I'm going to try and attack him with my dagger and see if I can maybe do a little bit more.
Okay.
And that is a 24 to hit.
24 definitely hits.
Stabby stab stab.
Oh, I forgot to add the +3 to the damage last time.
Okay. But no +3 to this one, remember.
Yeah.
So how much damage on this one?
This one is 3 points of damage.
3 points of damage. Okay. Cool. Is that the end of your turn?
It is.
And okay, he is now going to then once more attempt in agony to try and murder you. There we go. No, shock trooper. There we go. That is going to be a 25 to hit.
Oh yeah.
And a natural 20.
Oh dear.
So, from the first hit, you take... Oosh! 32 points of damage.
On the first?
Oh no, sorry. That was the nat 20. Alright, from the second... I'll do it again. I'll do it again.
Yeah, whatever.
I'll do it again. Because I cocked up. Alright. From the first hit... You take 20 points of damage.
God.
From the second hit...
I see.
You also take a further 20 points of damage.
Lights out.
And you are...
I am unconscious.
You're bleeding out is what you're doing. You're not unconscious.
Oh, well.
You are totally bleeding out right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, that is then, as he sees you fall, he's going to turn and wheel and then focus on Ook behind him. Yaz, what would you like to do?
That's completely changed what I had in my mind.
Can't run a deadly encounter my ass.
You don't have
Not
to try and
dead yet.
prove yourself.
Yeah. Well done, Yaz.
Yeah.
It's not us that keep telling you that. It's a different friend in a different game.
Yeah.
I think you'll find that Biggie was backing them up.
Chaos Bolt at the one that's just down Bobby then.
Cool.
I think you should roll this.
21 hit.
A 21 does hit, yeah.
Oh my God.
Nice.
Captain, no captain, get him!
Right, so what do I need to roll first to pick the damage? Sorry.
2d8, and that is your damage plus
Oh,
a
yeah,
d6.
sorry.
But one of
Yeah.
your d8s chooses the damage. That might have made some sense to somebody.
Oh, okay. The hell is that? Fuck it. 10 points of psychic damage.
10 points of
Is that-
psychic.
Yes,
Does that include your d6?
it does not.
You can roll it. Yeah, it's 2d8 and a d6, but you can use the d8 scores to determine what type of damage it is. But you
Yes.
add all the scores together.
It's not a confusing spell
12.
at all.
Yes, it's not like it's meant to be. It's not like it's literally meant to be a confusing, weird, chaotic spell. 12 points of damage?
Weirdly.
Oh, you want to cast that spell? I hope you have a calculator.
Exactly. And this spreadsheet. Now, seeing the chaos energy just hit him, and he again starts to sway as you see one hand lose grip of the great sword and just hold the side of his head. To you, Ook, who's now getting a very close-up view, his eyes are suddenly bloodshot, and he looks messed up.
Nice. Okay.
Yaz is at the end of your turn.
No, I'm going to burn
Oh dear.
2 sorcery points, and I'm going to cast another Chaos Bolt at the other one, I think.
At the one who's midships.
Yes.
Okay.
please.
Twin spell!
Right, just let me make sure I'm just getting rid of the... Yeah, I probably should have used Twin Spell, but it was one of those. I didn't call it at the time, so... That's my own fault. Okie dokie.
Fire! Focus fire!
Never mind. As you were.
What did you roll?
It was a 5, so a 10.
Ah, no, unfortunately.
Yeah.
AC 12. Okay. That's the end of Yaz's go. Hipley.
Hipley doesn't like the misogynistic wankers. I probably shouldn't say that, should
That's the big one.
I? That's the one down bottom end of deck.
No. That's the one that is trying to kill Bobby.
Well, that's just rude.
Well, I'm going to fire on the one nearest to me first with my pistol.
Okay.
I probably miss with an 11.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't I roll? I rolled well last week. You're going in jail too. And then the Force Ballista is going to fire on the one down the bottom. I think. Yeah, the one trying to kill Bobby.
Okay.
I think it's got range. I think it's massive range on the ballista.
It's a ballista. I'd be worried if it didn't.
Yeah, 120 feet with my massive cannon.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, come on, duck dice. You'll do it, won't you?
Wait.
11 plus my spell crap. Spells. So 16.
16 misses, unfortunately.
Ah, why didn't I go for the other one? I meant the other one. Damn. Okay.
Is that the end of your turn?
Probably. Yeah. I think I'll move actually.
Okay.
I'm having to pan the map. Pan the map.
I'll pan your map.
I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep, that'll do. That's me.
Nice. Okay. Stats. You're up.
Well, I was going to shout something before you moved. But now you've moved, so I'll shout, Captain! Why do I sound like that all of a sudden? Captain! I can't do it anymore, I've lost the voice!
Stats, do you
Take
need
us
a poo?
over. Take us over there, where the ship is. And then I'm going to move forward. No, that's on the wrong button. because I was going to ask Hipley to, fly us over there. But I'm not doing. I'll take 2 steps forward. I will drop a healing word on Bobby because I'm assuming I can see Bobby from here.
You can.
Good. I like assuming well. So I will just stick with a level 1 healing for now. So that is average. 6 points of healing. I'll just hand on the symbol on my chest. Get up.
Bobby, you got 6 points of healing back.
Yeah.
And then I will use the rest of my movement, if possible. So 10 to get there. Ooh, could I get to here? I believe so.
Yeah.
Good. I will do that then. And I'm gonna smack that guy with my action, with my mace, because why not?
Go for it.
Otherwise it's a waste of an action.
You are a cleric. Every once in a while, as a cleric, you've just got to smack shit with a mace.
I'll try.
Hit it with
That
a
will
big
be-
metal ball.
A 4.
No, you do not hit with the mace at all. Is that the end of it?
Dice in this game was a good idea.
Is that the end of your turn?
That is indeed the end of my turn.
Okay. Ook.
Gonna try and uppercut this guy with my quarterstaff.
Cool.
That would be a 24.
24 does
Yeah.
hit.
Kitty Mook.
For 9 points of damage.
9. Okay. You rock him back on his feet. And he looks so dazed now that
Okay.
he looks
So
fucked
in
up.
that case, flurry of blows.
Cool.
So the first one was a nat 1, but the second one was a 19.
19 does hit, just.
Don't you have advantage?
Because you're flanking.
Yeah, Bobby's not really a threat
Yeah,
right now.
Bobby's a threat again. Excuse me very much.
Bobby is coming back to consciousness. He's not
Have you ever been
technically
bitten
a
in the
threat
ankle
at the
by a
moment.
bug? He's got weapons.
Yeah, she's still prone, so
What are you gonna do?
No.
Bite my ankles?
5 points of damage on that kick.
5 points of damage from that kick. Again, your kick just straight to his midsection. He buckles over, but he does just manage to raise himself back to his full height as he kind of stares at you now in anger.
I'm just going to grin at him. And that's the end of my go.
Don't look back in anger.
Fang.
I heard you say.
Is there space enough for me in that square opposite stats?
I mean, yeah, the rigging and everything that's there.
There we go. I'll go
Um,
there then.
You could move that.
I'll go to flank him.
Yeah, I would have gone better, but that's as far as I could move.
No worries. That is 19 to hit.
19 does hit, definitely.
And that is 8 damage.
8 damage from the first strike. Yeah.
And that was 2 nat 1s.
Oof.
Photo of that.
The dice are not in your favour this evening. I don't think it could really be the final episode. Okay.
All good. Don't you
That's
worry.
my
Is
that's my
the
go.
That's the end of your go? Alright. Well, it's his go now then. And he's gonna
Bring
make...
it.
He's going to make a sword attack, one against Stats and another against Fang. So, Stats, that's going to be an 8 to hit.
No. Clang.
Fang, a natural 20 to hit.
Oh.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Running a deadly encounter.
So sorry.
Fang,
Yeah.
You take... Ah! I mean... yeah, it's not that bad. You take 10 points of damage.
Oh, okay.
That could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
I know.
Just the longsword, not the great big chuffing whatever.
Yeah, not the thing the other guy's got. Bobby.
Oh.
After the top of the round, Bobby.
Right.
You hear more explosions. You can
So
hear
what can I do? 'Cause
fighting
I'm
off.
technically, am I prone now?
You are prone, so you can use half your movement to stand back up.
Yeah,
Or-
told you.
Oh yeah.
Like that.
Or, it's not written anywhere. There's literally no...
Nothing saying you can't do this, is it?
You know, you can just try and stab him from laying down. There is no detriment to your rolls at all for being prone.
I mean, not.
The only thing being prone does is makes you harder to hit from range.
At range. Yeah.
And easier to hit in melee.
Yeah, easier to hit in melee. But you doesn't do anything to your rolls.
Do you
Okay.
get disadvantage on dex saves when you're prone?
No.
No? Ah.
I'm just gonna crawl everywhere from now on.
I'm immune to the prone condition. How? I'm prone.
You can do that in LARP as well. Strike down. I'm already down.
Yeah.
Bear in
well,
mind that they go next if you don't hit him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he
Which
wants to
is
hit
why,
you, he'd have advantage.
Yeah. So, well, I'm not going to be going anywhere, so I will use half my movement to get up because.
Cool, go for it.
Yeah.
As I told you to.
Yes, you did. So now I'm going to attack him with my rapier
Cool.
with an advantage, of course.
Absolutely.
Another natural 20.
Yeah, boy. Go for it.
Give me all the dice.
I think you froze up for a minute there, Biggie. What was the...
24 damage.
24 points of damage. Yeah, you're...
Just hanging on in there.
No.
Overkill.
As he's turned from you now, while his back is still covered in this strange, like, black ceramic plate, it is much easier for you now as you rise from the ground to find that perfect hole in his defenses and just send the rapier point first straight up through his chest, through his heart, and out through the front. So, Ook, all you see is this small spray of blood as the point of the
As he's
rapier
dropping
just
down to his
pokes
knees,
up.
I'll just whisper in his ear. Yeah. As he's dropping down, I'll just whisper in his ear before he dies. When you put someone down, make sure to finish them.
Okay.
And I'll just push him over.
Cool. As you push him over, you hear the soft sound of metal hitting wood, and it gives you pause. And as you look down at the corpse now in front of you, you see that his hand relaxed in death, and another one of those small black spheres rolled out. I need you and Ook. Hang on. 20 feet. Just you and Ook. To make me a dexterity saving throw. You're a rogue and a monk, right? I'm not worried. Do you have evasion yet? I don't think you do you?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Level 7.
I'm not sure.
No,
No, I don't think it's till like evasion's quite late, isn't it? I think.
I think it's like 6, 7 or
Yeah,
8 for you. Biggie.
Uncanny dodge.
That's targeted.
14 for me.
Spoil it.
14.
You take 20 bajillion damage.
So he looks so happy with himself.
Yeah,
I know, he's trying to hide his smile, but it's not
14.
working.
22.
22. Okay. So. Ook.
Mm-hmm.
You take 22 points
Oh
of force damage.
I would like to reduce that with my
Hadozi
toughness.
resilience, yeah.
So I rolled a 5 plus things. 2. So I reduce it by 7.
Cool. Bobby, you saved. You take 11.
I am back down.
You are back down. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I just look over at Bobby and I'm just like, even though I
This
don't
from the
breathe,
captain,
I
not you.
okay, Yaz.
Do we have a spell jamming helm where I currently am?
There's two facets to this question. To the answer to this question, sorry. Yes, you have a spelljamming helm. Does the spelljamming helm have crystals to allow it to be activated? Or have they been removed so that the artificers of Spelljammer Academy could realign them as part of the maintenance on the ship? They've been removed. You cannot currently move this ship.
Don't do that then, Captain.
Super. Let's firebolt at the one that's left then.
Okay.
I'm going to literally have no dice left by the end of this evening. That was a 5 again, so 10.
Okay. That is a miss.
I'm going to then use my movement to 5. Oh, that's interesting. Why the my? Oh, it's because I've got the wrong thing selected. That is why. Very sorry. So I have, is it 30 feet? I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep. So 5, 10, 15, 20. How much movement would it cost for me to get onto the gangway to start making my way towards?
It's literally just like a hop over the banister at the side, so it wouldn't cost you any more. You could start going if you wanted to.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. As I'm hopping over, I'll yell to Hipley, fire one more shot and then follow. Everybody else finish him.
Why are you running away?
Oh
Good
god, there's a
night,
smirk
Captain.
there. There's a smirk. I've done a mistake again. I've done a wrong gun. Anyway, that's the end of Yaz's go. Or is it? No, it is.
Okay. Hipley.
The end. Question
Oh,
mark.
sorry.
Yeah.
Bonus action. I'm going to burn a sorcery point to get one of my first level spells back.
Cool.
Okay, sorry.
Hipley.
Hipley is going to run 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Is going to turn round. Is going to lay down. Going to sight their gun and take a shot.
Cool. Go for it.
Anyway,
That's an 18.
An 18 definitely hits.
Well done, Duck. Well done. 10. That is 7 points of bullet damage.
7 points of bullet damage.
They're going to flick over to the big gun and take a shot with that.
Go for it.
13.
13 hits.
And that is 2d8, I think, on that one. Yep. That is 15 points of force damage.
Oof.
Massive.
The force damage does rock them on their feet now again, and they look more than hurt.
It's gonna have a quick look over at Bobby and say, "You alright? I'm coming." And is going to end it there, 30 feet.
Okay.
Yep, everything.
what I heard then is Hipley blatantly ignoring his captain's command, but I'm not sure.
Doesn't
But
sound like Hipley.
It was take a shot and follow. I've taken the shot. I might have gone the opposite way, but there's a gangplank there. So how do you know?
okay.
In all honesty, the reason I shouted that is because I forgot Hipley can heal. So,
Stats.
Okay. I'm like, Hipley, save it. I sort of muttered to myself, maybe it doesn't work. Bobby, rise. And I'm going to cast Healing Word again on Bobby.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah, I've got to touch to do my healing. I'm not that fancy.
I will heal for 6 points again. And I'll take another swing at this doofus in front of me.
Okay, go for it.
What's my plus? Ooh, that's amazing. Then. Oh, 18.
18 does hit, yeah.
Yeah. And that does a whopping 3 points of damage.
3 points of damage. Okay.
Yeah, I got no pluses for this.
Cool. Is that the end of your turn?
Oh, actually, I had advantage on that, didn't
You did.
We'll just check, just in case. Nah, it's good. That is
Okay.
the end of my turn. Thank
Ook.
you.
Okay. I am going to try and do some monk stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to run this way, climb up a banister, and then jump and glide, if you'll allow me to this spot here.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, doing that, and then going to hit with my quarterstaff.
Cool.
Try to hit, I should say. I need to get a new weapon. That's an 8.
An 8. An 8 unfortunately misses.
So I'm going to flurry of blows that.
Cool.
Just mark off. Oh, so close to a nat 20. 20 for the first one, 14 for the second.
Both hit.
Okay. Uh, 5 hit points and another 5 hit points, so 10 in all.
Okay.
Couple of punches.
No worries. End of your go? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Fang.
It's gonna do the usual. Nope, that is a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. Fighters be fighted.
6 damage.
6 damage, yeah.
Oh, and that's a nat 20.
Oh,
Yeah.
You've redeemed yourself.
the gif in
And
front of you
that
cannot take
is-
much more.
That is 12 damage.
1 hit point over what you needed. And with your final swing, the shipmate finally goes down. Ook,
Okay.
desperately searching the gift's hands, knowing what to expect, knowing what might come next. Nothing falls.
Already used it.
He's already
Okay.
used his and did not have a chance to pull another one. For now,
More than one.
you are out of initiative.
Search them.
Run.
Search them for more bombs.
Yeah, I want to quickly search the big guy, and I want to take his gun.
I'll search one that just died.
You're going to steal the gun from the big guy.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
How far away is that other ship?
The other ship is now, as you look around then, I'm not going to make you roll perception, it's very obviously, it's currently now being chased away by another spelljamming vessel. that has finally come into the... But it's completely engaged with that spelljamming vessel. However, the sounds of fighting are still coming from further in on this level.
Gonna start heading in that direction then.
So, considering they just dropped 2 Gif off with you, there's nothing to say they didn't drop someone else off on the other side of the academy.
Tally ho, Captain.
I'd also like to acknowledge that I took the fucking longest way to get onto the...
Hang on, I just want to, for the benefit of everyone, for the benefit of people watching, let me hang on. I need to also turn down the tense music. There we go.
Just take you an extra 12 seconds. That's all.
I'm just gonna, for the benefits of everyone watching, I'm just gonna show. Boom, 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 boom,
This is the,
boom, boom, boom. This
I made a joke about the deadly encounter, isn't it? That's why you're doing this to me.
this is the Skydock map from Loki Battlemax, with an additional ship I found in Roll20. But the beautiful Skydock map from Loki Battlemax. Cannot thank them enough. But yes, so I take it, are you all just going to rush headlong into the academy?
What? Well, I want to search the big guy first. Obviously, I want to take his gun. What kind of gun did he have?
Give me a second. He has a musket.
Musket. So yeah, I'm going to pick that up. I'm going to quickly rifle his pockets.
Okay. No, I said musket.
Musket. Yep.
I got it.
I'm gonna see
Thank
if
you.
the little guy has any of those. Break.
Oh, sorry, your connection went a little bit then, Ian. Did you say you're going to see if the little guy has any more of the grenades?
Any of the exploding things, the grenades.
Okay. Both of you then. Hipley and Ook. Both of you roll me an investigation check.
Oh damn, not much. Investigation.
14.
Ooh, I have. Oh, it's not as bad as I thought actually. 12.
14 and a 12. What were you looking for, Hipley? Sorry.
Anything in his pockets.
Okay.
While you're there, I'm gonna ask. Can you have a look if he's got any potions or something? Kind of need it.
And while you're here, I will just pat you on the shoulder and say, "It's okay, Bobby. I got you," and just drop a second level cure wounds on you. Because why not?
Okay. As you are searching the bodies, then there is nothing much else in their pockets. There are strange. There's a kind of strange currency. It seems to be effectively the same as yours, gold and silver, maybe.
Yeah.
The coins, though, are of a weird shape. They're in kind of geometric ingots. You find maybe 10 gold in gold and silver pieces. At least, according to the exchange rate of Tyrell. What you both notice, you do not, unfortunately, Ook, find any more grenades. What you do both notice is... Dun, 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 where's that little... There we go. Where it's gone. Da, 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 da.
That was 15 healing for Bobby, by the way.
Nice, thank you.
You notice on the back of both of their right hands a strange sigil tattooed onto the skin. It is a very familiar sigil. The same one you have seen on a strange piece of metal jammed into the walls of the simulation chambers. The same one you saw on one of the scrolls Mikan planted on the Tyrant ship that resulted in a good friend's death. It is the sign of the Mercant Vokath.
None on his clothes, like Epiloxer or like that. No, that's fine. I'll get up from searching his pockets then, and I'll shoot him in the head.
All right.
Don't waste your butt. Oh, never mind.
And then I'll walk off and go down the gangplank nearest me.
All right. So you're all
Yeah, that's
making
me.
your way into the academy then, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll probably meet up with Captain Yars just as he gets to the same gangplank we're coming down.
Okay, probably.
Taking his blue inhaler as he gets there.
Okay.
Oh, there you are, Captain. We thought we'd lost you.
Do you need healing? Are you alright? Are you hurt? Did you get hit?
He keeps running.
Okay. As you make your way then further in, you can hear like small explosions, fires burning further off in the academy, fighting going on the many levels above and below you. But you are just rushing through, trying to get to Mickens, possibly the only people in the academy who know the targets of this attack. And as you rush through, you reach the bottom of a flight of stairs, and you see a corridor filled with smoke. You can see off to one side, one of the walls has been blown out. And this corridor now is effectively just a bridge above a long drop to the water below. A half dozen dead bodies litter the hallway floor. Coming towards you, slightly obscured by the smoke, are 2 to 3 gaunt figures in armour. One clutches a greatsword, while the other attempts to drag a struggling, badly wounded Micken Haverstance. What would you like to do?
On the way down there, I would have liked to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay.
Shoulder my ballista and switch it up for a protector cannon.
Okay.
Whilst everybody's running down with me. So
Okay.
I give myself 4 healing points. Wow.
Well, I was going to ask, do we still have the sending stone to contact Bose and Tato?
You don't.
Yeah,
You had the stone and the bag of holding taken off you the day before.
Everybody gets 8 temporary hit points.
How wide is this gangplank?
I will show you now in a moment. Everyone.
how wide is your gangplank?
Yep. 8 temp HP for everybody.
Gangplank. I like temporary HP.
If everyone could
Thank
pop
you,
back
Ripley.
over
In
to...
that case, can I do careful spell? Selecting Micken, Bobby, and Fang, and I will cast Gust of Wind down this corridor.
Oh.
We actually see who's dragging Micken first before, in case it is Tato.
It is not.
Oh,
Nah.
Great swords and things like that. Tato doesn't strike me as the.
No, they're a shooting.
If you guys pop back over to roll 20, you can
Yeah,
now
they're
see...
definitely
Are you
shack
attacking?
riding type.
So you're going to cast Gust down the corridor, yeah?
Sorry,
Okay.
say that again.
You-
It broke up.
It's okay, you're going to cast Gust down the corridor.
So 2 seconds. Gust of Wind, 2nd level.
How far does the gust go?
60 feet long, 10 feet wide.
Okay.
Blasts in the direction you choose. Each creature starts his turn in the line, must make a strength saving throw. It will be pushed back 15 feet away from the direction. Careful spell lets me pick people that will automatically succeed the saving throw. So I can
Okay.
pick 3 people. So I'm picking Micken, Ook, and... No, not
Okay.
Ook, sorry, Fang and Bobby.
Okay.
It is.
Well, yeah, no.
Okay, while this is happening, then I want everyone else to roll me a initiative, please.
The whole one.
Yes, please. One initiative. Okay. So,
Well, I was close.
hang on.
I forgot. I always forget I have this healing thing. So it's alright if I say whilst we were running down, I did second wind to get me a bit of healing.
I suppose.
I always forget I've got it.
Yeah, me too.
So that's 7. There we go.
I take a short rest on the way down.
There we go.
Oh, not as good as last time.
Okay. What was the save? Sorry.
15. I assumed because I'd been running ahead that I would be at the front of everybody.
Yeah.
I've just looked at roll 20 and I'm at the back.
It's okay.
Yeah,
Is
but
it okay that I'm at the front when I cast this?
you and Yaz running, you know.
Let's say, as the captain, you're there.
Thank you.
Lead
Alright.
from the front, Captain.
So, what? Sorry, what was the stat for the save? I apologise.
15.
The stat, strength, con,
Strength.
strength. Okay.
dear.
Okay.
Nah. They're only skinny gith. They're not that strong.
18.
Oh.
18.
Oh.
14.
Okay.
Back 15 feet.
One
out of
of
three.
one of them goes back 15 feet.
One of them goes back 15 feet.
Nice. Okay.
The edge
Straight
of
up
the.
the edge. Yeah, yeah.
Just
Okay.
for reference.
And okay, it is time for initiative. Hipley.
11.
Stats.
2.
2.
Yeah, well, you said roll a 1, so I got close.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realise I was rolling.
Yes.
7.
7. Ook. Sorry, mate, it broke up then again for me. What was that?
13.
13. There we go. Fang.
19.
19.
Oh, good. Someone rolled alright.
Bobby.
17.
17. Wonderful. Okay.
Wunderbar.
Top of the
look.
round.
Look at me down there all the way at the bottom.
Top of the round. Fang. What would you like to do?
I am going to run in for this guy and use feline swiftness so I can get that extra to get to him because it's 45 feet. And
Nice.
do my usual.
Fighter's gonna fight.
Yep. Oh, I'm not going to hit though, I don't think. 11.
Did we talk to... Oh, never mind.
11, unfortunately, does not hit. Oh, it's level 5, you get 2 attacks, and
Yeah, but I got my bonus, so it's fine.
yeah.
And 17's the second one.
A 17 just hits.
What?
These gifts.
What do they look like? What are they wearing?
They are. It's a kind of green-yellow skin. You've seen them before, very similar to the one who was sitting on the back of the Star Lancer that attacked the Tyrant ship that you were piloting. This is a Githyanki warrior. This one is not in full plate; they are in half plate, but no less deadly. They do, however, look like very, very. They look like they've been through the wars already, like they've had a scrap. They are not at full health, but as they look at all of you, they're making the same assessment.
Well, I only did 4 damage.
4 damage.
The least I could do.
Excellent. Okay.
We roll really well, we do.
Okay. And cool. It is unfortunately now his turn.
Pickens' turn.
So,
Start of their turn.
at the start of their turn, strength saving throw. Okay. That's going to be a 13.
Whoa.
Back 15 feet.
Back 15 feet. Ooh, okay.
Opportunity.
No.
It's
Forced,
no.
forced to move.
Yeah.
No attack of opportunity.
Shame.
They are, however, then going to use 15 feet of their movement to just go straight back and attempt to attack Bobby. No, Fang.
Does that
You
15
sure you don't
feet
want to
they were
attack
forced
Bobby?
to move count as 15 feet of movement?
Hmm?
Does that 15 feet that they were forced to move count as 15 feet of movement?
I don't think so. It's just a spell effect, isn't it?
No, that's fine. Just checking. Sorry, because they have to spend 2 feet for of movement for every 1 foot. That they move,
Oh,
so
so
they use all of their
dangerous.
movement to get back.
yeah, they use all of their movement to get back towards Fang. Okay, so the first attack with the silvered greatsword is going to be an 11.
Yes, it is.
The second attack is going to be a 20. Dirty 20.
It's
Okay. You take 12 points of slashing damage,
Rude.
but you feel this kind of electrical zip from the wound just strike at your mind, and you take a further 7 points of psychic damage.
okay.
How rude.
Okay.
You've heard stories of Githyanki raiders using or infusing their weapons with their psionic abilities, and now you look at their silvered greatswords. You think this might be the case. Is that the... Oh, well, that's the end of the Gith's turn. Bobby!
Well, I can't.
Who else was allowed to pass through?
Who else was allowed to pass through the gust of wind?
Yeah.
I was. And it was
Bobby, Fang, and
Duke.
Micken, wasn't it? Or Bobby, Fang,
Okay.
and... yeah.
They can't use them.
Okay, so
It's not my turn.
Remember, you can use bonus action dash.
Oh, just fail your saving throw and let the wind blow you.
it doesn't affect me, so
Hold your cloak out.
Hold your wings out, Ook.
That's what I'm gonna do.
yeah, I will bonus action dash it. Yeah, go to there.
Okay,
And attack with rapier.
cool. Go for it.
I like these dice today. Another natural 20. So
Roll
yeah.
damage. You can add your sneak attack dice, even though you don't have advantage. You do, because one of your allies is within 5 feet of the creature, you can use your sneak attack dice.
Yeah. 21 damage.
21 points of damage, yeah?
No, it sounded like 91 to me.
Sorry, 24 points of damage because of the plus 3.
20.
Again.
Okay. He has gone from slightly cut up, a bit scuffed, to being literally with 2 inches from death. He stands there now staring at you, and the horror, the realization of his own mortality just kind of comes over him. But I believe that's the end of your go.
Is
Okay. So, after Bobby, the second Gith is going to rush forward. Oh, hang on.
After making his strength saving throw.
The second
So
Gith
sorry.
is going to
Don't apologise.
nat 20
on the
nat
receipt
20 on
again.
the strength save.
I don't believe you.
No, nat 20 on the strength save. You should be happy about that because maybe he's wasted it. 1, 2, 3.
Getting very
go
strong Terminator vibes
there.
from this music now.
Yeah,
just
same, right? And is going to make 2 greatsword attacks against Bobby.
Rude.
so familiar.
I was going to turn to Hipley.
It's a 19
She's yours this time, Hipley.
and a 16.
Did you just say
Both.
shoot Yars this time?
Is that both hit? Yeah?
What was the second one? Sorry, I didn't hear.
16.
Yeah, both hit.
Okay. So,
I look at Yaz and cock my pistol.
on the first hit, you take 13 points of slashing damage
Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
and 7 points of psychic.
Oh, okay.
Oh, for God's sake.
Are you
Yeah.
still up?
Just yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Alright.
Is that the bonus temp?
Oh, yeah,
On the second
bonus.
hit, you take
And the
5
cubes.
points of slashing
Yeah.
and 9 points of psychic.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I'm not anymore.
Are you down? Are you down now? Yeah.
I'm just going to...
Yeah, what was that? What was that? Total?
Just out of curiosity,
sorry.
is the gust of wind going to ragdoll him into the wall at the back?
What was the total?
Yeah.
What did I say? 7 and 9.
5 and
16.
9.
5 and 9. So 14.
14. Yeah.
You add 8 points of temporary HP.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still down.
Yeah.
Bobby was
Yeah.
already badly beaten up from that first
Bobby had 8 points of temporary HP. And that's the end of their go. Ook.
Ook is going to step forward, and as they do, send the wings, failing the strength check to be
Use the gust to your
And then-
advantage.
exactly, and then kind of like scoot forward to that position there,
Cool.
and then is going to look at the quarterstaff, go,
Okay.
fuck that, drop it, and then try and punch the guy next to him.
Okay. So first strike.
Use that one. And that is a 24 to hit.
24 hits. Yeah, just don't use the quarterstaff anymore.
Yeah,
Just get some Titanstone knuckles or something like that.
something like that. So that's 5 points of damage there.
5.
Yep.
Okay. So this Githyanki warrior, as you punch him, he completely just ragdolls over the side and falls down, down, down. Not even screaming, just out cold.
Nice.
You missed an
Down.
opportunity there for the screen.
deeper underground.
And then for my bonus action, is going to try and punch the other gift.
Go for it.
Yes.
Okay.
But not the
And
gift.
that is an 11, so I doubt that hits.
Unfortunately, that does not hit.
But I am going to like bare my teeth and kind of like try and draw his attention, so he leaves me
Okay.
alone.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Alright.
Hipley.
They've messed up my plan.
That's why I don't even come up with one to like second from the end.
Yeah.
You guys have plans?
I don't even have a plan.
I just run in and hit things.
It was relatively cunning.
Was it as hot as your pants?
Not quite.
Oh.
I'm not wearing any pants. I have a kilt.
Proper.
So Hippolyte is going to run. Oh,
A Marilyn Monroe in the gust of wind.
yep. Oh crap! Hold down my kilt. Do I have to make a strength save or any crap?
You do. Or you could automatically fail it and get pushed 15 feet away from yours.
With advantage because I'm a chunky gif. Oh, no, it's just a strength save. I don't have advantage. I failed them by miles. It's athletics checks. I have advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, I fail.
Cool. So you're up there.
Cool. So I moved 10 feet and then I got blown 15 feet.
Well, you moved 5, got blown 15, and then
I
moved a
moved 5.
further 5.
Dokie. So I've got 20 feet left.
Yeah.
What do I want to do? Torn. 10, 15, 20.
I'm all out of faith. Yeah. This is how I feel. Sorry.
I'm already torn. Balls. This is a hard... Shouldn't be a hard choice, but it is. 5, 10, 15, 20. That Healy thing. Cure wounds! On my fallen friend.
I was just going to spare the dying because I've got bored of healing her now. Your wounds.
Cool.
Oh wow, that's a 1. You get 4 points of healing. And then I'm going to bonus action give a burst of my protector, and everybody in the space gets 7 temporary hit points, which replace the previous ones.
And that is just Ook, Bobby, and Fluffy, yeah?
10. Yes, I believe. I don't think it goes to enemies.
What's the radius on it?
10 feet.
10 feet, yeah. Ook, Bobby, and Fluffy. Cool.
Excuse me, it's Fang. Thank you very much.
Well, you know the Fluffy name now. Just don't call me it.
Okay.
Oh, bang, healing. Yeah, that's 7 hit temporary, but the temporary points replace each other, don't they? They don't stack.
No. They do replace, yeah. Is that the end of your turn?
Action bonus movement. Yeah, that's me.
Cool. Okay. Strength save, I suppose, for the third Gith.
Excuse me, it's an unknown creature.
They don't look like...
That's going to be a 19.
Nice.
Oh.
Fair.
It gets stronger every turn. It's now suddenly gone to 20.
Okay. So, this Gith is going to attempt to grapple Micken Haverstance.
Uh-oh.
Let's make another turn yet.
Micken is bound and gagged and is weeping. Micken is not getting a turn.
Being a baby, Micken.
That's just rude.
He needs a turn to see if he gets blown 15 feet back.
No, Micken's safe.
Yeah. This is a hostage situation.
Okay. So
I may look it, but I'm not that stupid.
the Gith warrior grapples Micken and raises his greatsword in his other hand.
Oh, fuck.
Looking
Right there.
looking with laser focus, ignoring everything else going on in the corridor. You can see his eyes just focused on Micken's neck, ready to deliver a killing blow.
You came to rescue him. What are you doing?
Yaz, what would you like to do?
Ooh.
something potentially very stupid. 2 seconds.
Relax, stupid.
Is there anything else?
I've got two crazy plans. Don't worry. One's slightly less crazy than the first crazy plan. You can play safe. Put it that way.
I'm going to move up 20 feet.
Okay.
I'm going to drop the initial gust of wind.
Okay.
Oh, bugger.
I'm going to cast it again
Okay.
with careful spell,
Right.
marking our 3 melee, so Ook, Bobby, and Fang.
Okay, so you're not gonna mark Micken.
Plan is to. I'm assuming that Mikin is a lot weaker than the person holding them. Be blown free.
Ooh. Okay. And the rolls have to occur as you cast, as well as at the beginning of their turns. Yes.
It's a good question. So a line of strong wind in the direction you choose. Each starts its turn in the line.
It's only when they start their turn. Okay, no, that's cool.
I'm so sorry. I might have made a mistake earlier then when I mentioned that. Yeah, sorry.
That's cool. That's fine. However, what that means is,
But Mikin doesn't have a turn.
yeah, but also probably doesn't mean. Thinking about it, probably not worth dropping the first one.
Yeah,
That's fair.
no point wasting the spell.
Ignore what I just said.
No, that's cool.
It's a learning curve.
We're all,
It's okay, Captain. We always do.
In that case, we'll move forward 15 feet forwards.
okay.
Kill Micken before they interrogate him.
I am going to. Oh, actually, sorry. How far is Micken now? Oh, bollocks. I've now forgotten where I started my turn. I'm so sorry. How far did I move? There.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 2 squares in front of me, I think. Does the gust originate from you?
Yes.
Okay, that's cool.
That was partly why I moved up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a bloody concentration spell, same as this fucking game. Anyway, this stupid spells and its rules.
Oh my god, the rules of magic.
Lightning Law at the one in front of me. So, Lash of Lightning strikes at one creature you see within 15 feet of you. Target must succeed a strength saving throw or be pulled 10 feet in a straight line towards me, and then take 1d8 damage if within 5 feet of me.
Okay. So give me a second.
Save
And
DC is 13. This one.
9.
You come 10 feet towards me, and you take. We will use this one.
There's still a smile there, I can see it.
I just know how many hit points Yaz has when they're at maximum.
Yep. 3 points of lightning damage.
3 points of lightning damage. Okay.
And we'll yell, save Micken to the other 4.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'll rephrase that. Get Micken.
Okay.
Not save.
Stats.
Okay. Oh, there's that Terminator music again. It's my time!
Dum 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 dum.
Right, I'm going to move here. And looking at this interesting figure that we may or may not know is Yankee, the sword that he's holding above Micken's head neck, you know, does it look solid metal all the way through to the hilt and handle?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm going to heat metal on that thing.
I hate this spell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to Burn that shite. So, if a creature is holding or wearing damage from it, the creature must succeed on Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, I know how spell.
Okay. Shall I just roll the damage first then, and you do the rest? Is that what you're
No,
saying?
I will save first.
Okay.
Constitution saving throw, yeah.
Yeah.
Sackish. Now,
We love this.
again, while I very much enjoy the very cool mimic chest animation rolling in that one gives me on this dice on D&D Beyond. Thank you very much, D&D Beyond, for these dice. They're awesome.
Not when it's against you.
Yes, and that's a total of 4 on their con save.
Clang, 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 clang.
Does he drop his sword? He
Yeah.
can't keep hold of it, can he?
Must succeed or drop the object if it can.
It can. Does it take damage as well?
It takes damage first, yeah.
Go for it.
So that is 12 points of damage.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Ben
Alright.
doesn't got 4 points.
Alright.
Really like
Is that the end of your turn stats?
Yeah, because I don't have anything bonus that I can do unless it's a spell. So, until the spell ends, you can use a bonus action on each of your subsequent turns to cause this damage again, if it's holding it, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Just double checking. If it fails, yeah, succeed or drop the object if it can. If it doesn't drop the object, but if it can, I'm guessing it's just that it must drop it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
Done.
Back to the top of the round. Fang.
Having seen his friends do it, and it looking so much fun, I'm going to let the wind push me 15 feet. That's to there, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll just close the distance. And
Kick away the sword.
I was going to try and break his grapple.
Yeah, go for it.
What am I going to roll?
Roll 2 grapple. So roll 2 grapple is just to roll an attack. Roll an unarmed attack.
Oh, that's not very good. 8.
8.
Oh no.
He just moves Micken in the way of you. But you
I
can
guess
still
I
use.
don't get my bonus.
It's still an attack action, so
Oh,
you can
okay,
still.
then.
You can still use your bonus action to attack.
Failing that, I will just hit him with my sword. Oh, that is very cocked. And I miss. It's an 8.
Ah,
Oh no.
okay.
That is my goal.
That's fine. He's dead. Bobby.
Love it. He's dead.
Right. I'm going to.
Oh, Fang, you were immune to the wind anyway, weren't you?
No. You can. The careful spell means they can automatically save. They can choose to fail.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, but I saw everybody else do it and I thought, that looks cool.
Would I be able to? If choose to fail and move 15,
Yeah.
and then get behind this one so I can flank with Fang?
Give me a second. Choose to fail. Get blown. There. And then, yeah, you could squeeze through and try and get behind the GIF. Well, if you just get blown past Ook, so to there, you've easily got enough movement to go around and get behind the GIF. No problem.
Awesome.
Careful while stood on the wall, Bobby.
Yeah. And I will definitely attack with rapier. Oh dear. Well, that's not so good this time then, right? That's an 11. Even with advantage.
The 11 misses. Your offhand attack? With advantage?
Yeah, go for it. Well, that's a lot better. That is a 23.
That hits. And because you had advantage, you can apply your sneak attack.
Yeah. Oh my. Nice. That's 13 points of damage.
13 points of damage. You do then, with your offhand dagger, stab him in the small of his back, causing him to loosen his grip on Micken. And he does whirl on you as you've moved like lightning, and is attempting now to just work out how he can hurt you. And is that the end of your turn, Bobby?
Yeah.
Okay. I want everyone to roll me an intimidation check.
Oh, easy.
What?
Oh, that was so nearly a nat 20.
Ooh.
9.
Okay. So succeed, fail. So 9.
Mm-hmm.
Yaz?
Intimidation, natural 19, 22 in total.
Oh, you're to be
Success. Stats?
21.
Hipley?
15. Sorry.
6.
Bobby?
16.
Ook.
19.
Yeah.
There's that grr, grr,
So,
grr, grr.
the one that whirled on you, Bobby, suddenly has their attention diverted, and they look over their shoulder as you see the one next to you, Yaz. The fear on their face is palpable as they stare in your eyes and they realize they're fighting a losing battle. You see their hands begin to coalesce this strange kind of psionic energy,
Oh, balls.
and they disappear.
Counter spell. I doubt counter spell.
Don't fucking do that to me.
Can I use a bonus action to do anything?
Well, what you hear them utter, and it doesn't really come from their mouth, it's like a leaking of words that they psychically project. It's not exactly the same. It's got a smattering of Gith language in there, but it sounds very much like a Misty Step spell to you. And you see them reappear just off to the side in the distance, and they plummet. But you can see that this time it is controlled, and they put themselves into a dive, heading straight for the water very far below.
That is still
Fireball.
going to hurt a little bit.
Unless they can Misty Step 3 times a day at will. You know, just might not hurt. However, that is the end of their go.
The other one, he's left his mate alone to face the music.
Ook.
Just out of curiosity, did they succeed their strength saving throw before they did that Misty Step?
Ooh.
Yes.
Yep, did. Tough. Next one.
No, it was 18.
Yes.
So yeah.
So, presumably he gets blown forward 15
Yeah.
feet. Gonna try and grab Micken
Okay.
now that the grip's loosened.
Okay.
Um,
And break the
Unarmed.
grapple, yeah? Unarmed
yeah,
strike,
break
yeah.
the grapple.
He's already been dropped, so
No, his it's loosened. He's still got like a hold on him.
You said drop,
Like-
but okay.
No, I said you
12?
loosened his grip. 12? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can
Right,
easily
so-
drag Mikan away.
Okay, drag Mikan away. I'm gonna use my movement and my bonus action, Step of the Wind,
Okay.
to carry Mikan
Okay.
as far as I can down. So that would be my movement doubled, so 40 feet.
Okay.
20,
Are you
40.
immune?
So me and Mikan.
No.
be
Hang
down
on.
there.
Are you immune
No, no.
from the gust? You're not. You can move 20 feet away.
Unless it follows the gust.
Yes. Sorry.
If he followed the gust, he'd be heading into flames.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there then. Sorry.
Okay. And
So
you
there.
take Mikan with you.
And I take Mikan with me.
Okay, no problem. Okay, cool.
And then, as a free action, you go. Here you go, Captain.
Is that the end of your
Special
turn?
delivery. That's the
You
end of
just
my
call
turn.
Hipley captain.
No, Captain had given me
Muted
orders
it.
to get
This is a
Mikan. I
muted-
grabbed Mikan, moved it towards the Captain, and went, here you go.
Yeah, it's Firebolt Ook.
I'd
Hipley.
like to use my bonus
Actually,
action to
it's
change
the
the
stuff.
direction of the gust.
Hipley is going to step round Ook.
Okay.
Is going to burst out another protector, which will include Mikan this time. That's only 5 temporary hit points. So 10 feet. That'll just be Ook and Mikan.
Damn.
5 temp HP. Again, it replaces, not adds to.
Okay.
Is going to take a knee, point the pistol at the other one, and just shout, stand down. And I'm going to hold my action to fire if they don't surrender.
Okay.
So if they start doing any magic, anything like that, I'll fire. If they move towards me, I'll fire. If they do anything but... well, hands up!
Okay.
There we go. And then next, I guess I'm going to get to make that decision quite quick.
You are, as they begin to try and enact the same spell that you just saw the one who disappeared do.
Oh, and 17.
A 17 just hits.
Headshot. Boom! Headshot!
CSGO player, I see.
I just heard that a lot.
That will be apparently 70 points of damage. I used a percent oil there. That's 10 points of bullet damage.
10 points of bullet damage, which does take them straight through the temple.
Yeah.
And you see it explode out the other side.
Wow.
And they drop.
Capture their brains. We could interrogate them.
I wink at Ook. Who called me captain? Apparently. And I blow the end of my gun.
Okay.
Spin it like Robocop and put it in my holster.
And as the sounds of the fight you were involved in, the rush of blood, all the adrenaline kind of settles, all you can hear is the sobbing of Mikan as they hold themselves against Ook, as they can barely stand. The sounds of the fighting elsewhere in the rest of the academy have also died down. Before we find out what happened in the rest of the academy, we're going to take a quick break.
Oh, thank God for that.
I rolled an 8 on a performance check for my gun spin, so I dropped my gun while I've done it.
Oh, man.
I sheepishly pick it back up and then holster it.
But yes,
Guidance.
we're going to take a quick break. We will be back in 5 to 10 minutes. Please don't go anywhere for the exciting conclusion of Spelljammer Academy Hot Shots Part 1, Episode 7. Be right back, everybody. Hello, welcome back to part 2 of episode 7 of Spelljammer Academy Hot Shots Part 1. Where we left off, you had just foiled the kidnapping of Mick and Haverstance and the attack on the Academy by a pirate crew from an unknown spelljamming vessel. Sifting through the wreckage and the battle then, and investigating the corpses of the Githyanki warriors, you find on their right hands, or the one of the two remaining, because one got away, you find on their right hands the same tattooed sigil of the Mercant Locath. And it is in this corridor that you hear the loud banging sounds from one end of the corridor that you know are from the like turbo lifts. And eventually one of the turbo lifts opens and you see spilling out of it some of the Academy guards and Mert, the Merciless.
Oh god.
As from the other end of the corridor, up some stairs, you see Bosun Tato and Surfer Absigen. And as they take in the scene before them, seeing Micken safe, seeing the only survivors being you guys, the 3 dead Gith, the 4 dead Githyanki, and the few dead sailors and cadets. By Jove, I think you've done it! Bloody good show. You saw them all off. By gosh and by golly. Who are you?
We are hot stuff.
Bosun Tato.
That's his group name. Cannon.
Bosun Tato kind of steps forward. This lot were the ones who made that special delivery to you. Up in your quarters. The one that almost killed you.
Wow. Wow.
Oh! Yes! And he kind of steps forward, away from his guards. Who were the ones who've saved my life before.
I think you remember slightly different, Sir Yusef does.
Very good, young Gith, very good. Yes, I remember well, yes. I think, perhaps, Tato, as they seem to be constantly involved in this, perhaps they could be allowed in on a bit more of the confidential information. What? Tato kind of surveys you, turns their back to Mert. And you can see that their stern expression that you're very much used to kind of wants to slip into a bit of a grin. It's up to you, sir. But they've got my vote. Mine too, if anyone was wondering. And Surtha just kind of waves from behind Jordan. Come then, come. Yes, we'll retire to the bridge. And, you lot, clean this up. Yes, haha.
Can I quickly grab one of those silver swords?
Yes, you can.
Who was the you lot aimed at?
He points at the guards.
Oh, okay, cool. Dismissed as easily as taken in.
Excuse me, sir. What would you like me to do with this? And I kind of like hold up Micken.
Ah, yes.
Love.
All of the information that we needed from him we have. We're actually on our way down to pass sentence on the young boy.
Very much.
Still on my website, yeah.
No, there'll be no other attack, and he does not look in a fit state to escape. You, take him down to the other brig.
Hand him over.
Micken, for your actions of sabotage and manslaughter, we find you guilty. However, we understand the pressures you were under, and we have had word from Petty Officer asking for leniency. And, like, Micken's eyes brighten at this.
Yeah, I just like had. Petty officer. Just leave the question hanging in the air.
The petty officer, the one who died.
Petty. How can somebody who died ask for leniency?
Because now they're not dead. I have friends in clerical spaces who owe me favors. Ryback will return to the academy very soon.
That is wonderful news.
However, there must still be punishment for Micken. And so, you will be sentenced for 5 years of hard labor to be served at a penal colony, a small island off the Sword Coast that I may have some financial interest in. And that is all. Let us go.
Yes, sir.
He turns away. Micken, kind of, as he steps away from you, Ook, kind of looks at you all. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean for any of this. I'm gonna do better. I'll turn over a new leaf, as it were.
Do.
You better. I'm gonna make my eyes just glow red slightly.
Wanna throw a
all right.
cheek, you better.
I'm afraid we're not going to be a thing, though, Micken.
Alright. I might. I think I've still got a fiancée. Hopefully she'll wait 5 years.
I'm kidding. Maybe she'll move with you.
Doubt it.
I doubt it. I say quietly.
Maybe she'll love me.
He just kind of hangs his head and goes with the guard and gets taken off down the stairs. You all turn back to the turbo lift, and Bosun Tartar is kind of looking at you.
Do you think he takes me seriously, or do you think he knows I'm joking? I don't know how to tell jokes properly.
You lot haven't learned anything, have you? In!
As I'm walking into the lift, I just, are we going to the bridge, Bosun?
Yes, that's what was said.
Do we need something to stop us getting exploded?
No.
Okay.
Bosun Tartar kind of leans down to you all. It's not real. all the doors got to be wearing the correct coloured uniform Do you know how expensive an enchantment like that would be? It's an illusion.
Well, it's a very good one.
Well, yeah, illusions are cheap. Anyone can do them.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
But don't tell the rest of the cadets.
Oh no,
Well,
we'll
what?
beat it up. We'll say we saw someone die.
Well,
It's very messy. Screams
you
about.
did.
It's horrible.
To be fair, you've seen a couple of people die. You've had quite a lively introduction to the academy.
Is
Is
this
it always like this?
And fun.
No,
Oh.
but
what do we normally do? Build, explore, and stuff?
just lots of training, following orders. Less of the,
Yes.
saving the entire academy and thwarting pirate attacks. Not
Casting illusions.
not real ones anyway. And as she's saying this, the lift does get to the top floor. It opens, and Mert struts out. Instead of taking what you know is the route to Mert's quarters, Mert turns right instead, and makes their way to what would be considered the common room of the bridge level. They sit down on a comfortable chair. And they look at you expectantly. And you can see Mert's eyes kind of glance over to a sideboard that has glasses and wine in a large jug on the sideboard. And they kind of just sit there looking at you expectantly.
I'm used to this.
Pour myself wine.
I'll
does.
go and pour for everybody.
Ah, good. You'll be matter then, young Tabaxi. Good. So
I'll just pass mine to Ook.
Downs it.
Vokath.
Did you say mooncalf?
Vokath. There are many in the different wild space systems of the astral sea that were very happy that the only access denizens of Toril had to the far reaches of the astral sea was through astral projection. They were easy to kill if they got too uppity, the snip of a silver string, as it were. And they were more readily hunted by the larger, more voracious denizens of that wild expanse. When we put together our own spell-jamming helms, people started to worry. Many people started to worry. You see, the denizens of Toril have a knack for infesting a place, as it were. Where there is one, pretty quickly there'll be 100. And very soon afterwards, thousands of us. We call it the ability to adapt. Others fear our ability to invade. And so, the Rock of Braal, a meeting point, if you will, in realm space. Almost a pleasure park, a holiday destination for many. One of the rulers of the Rock is a good friend of mine. I have helped him out in my distant past as an adventurer, of course. I'm sure you've heard many of the stories. And he believes we will do great good for the astral community. So, he has funded us. Or at least helped. It would appear the Mercane Vokath got wind. Vokath is a rival of my investor. And so, I think he has been trying to scupper our efforts at becoming or giving it a good shot at becoming a proper part of the astral community, cementing our position. Mikan was an unfortunate pawn in this battle we did not know was happening, the same as Ryback. Ryback has been a good friend for many, many a year, and I owed him. The least I could do was bring him back, though it has set me back a good deal. It is unfortunate that we do not have the resources to do it for all of the poor souls who lost their lives in that attack today. I dare say there would have been many more, if not for your quick actions. Since this academy opened, you are possibly the finest recruits that we have seen come through its doors. Tato, I agree. And Tato kind of smiles, but they don't confirm what Mert is agreeing to. I'll get the preparations underway then. Yeah? Mert nods. I'm sure we can spare the expense for this. I would like to thank you all. Bobby, Fang, Ook, Slats. Yars. And Hipley. I will remember those names. I expect to hear quite a deal more about your adventures. What?
Karth.
Yes, sir.
To Spelljammer Academy. Showing the rest of the astral community what we can do, eh? And he raises his glass.
Oh.
Sure.
Can I have the empty glass, please, Ook?
Anyway,
Where is the empty one?
much cleaning to be done. Lots of people to boss about.
What would you have us do, sir?
Ah, I think you've earned the rest of the day off, don't you?
Hooray, a bit of a rest.
Up.
I'm sure I can fit I can put a tab behind the bar for you.
Even better.
Thank you, sir.
Don't go too wild, of course.
Never so.
A tabaxi behind the bar?
You didn't tell us you could serve drinks, Fang.
A little bit of a growl of that.
Sitha kind of leans into you, Yaz. I think you're being dismissed, Captain. Just an inkling.
Pop another salute and
Polite little nod. Looks to the rest, kind of.
Yep. Salute.
Off,
And
pop.
about 10.
Mert kind of goes, yes, of course.
Wibble.
When when we're in the elevator and the door's shut, I'd like to look to the rest of the party. Is it just us, or is Tartho come with us?
No, it's just it's Tato has not come with you. It is just you in the thing now.
Just kind of inquisitively look at the rest of the party and be like, did he just refer to the pirates as a competitor of the investor of this place?
I believe he did.
Or are
Yeah.
the pirates just working for the competitor?
They're probably just privateers.
Hired hands.
Vocath was the name of the competitor.
Hmm.
I can see the cogs turning in Tom's head, thinking that Mert has just admitted the Spelljammer Academy is training Tyrillian astral pirates.
That's why I didn't say anything the whole way through. I was like, how the do you bring up this in the middle of this conversation?
I mean...
What do you think of the name Arthur's Hot Shots? Or Bots?
Spot shots.
I hate
I'm
it.
not against it. Come on, for the love of God, let's get a drink.
If we can get it painted on the side of a ship with like a nice curvy gift lady.
Hopefully, if you can paint it, you can put whatever you like on the side of the ship.
Wait,
Walks out towards the mess hall or
You
the
were-
tavern
you-
or what.
you heard the man, Hipley. Whatever you want.
Yeah. Do you think I could pose for it? Wow.
Certainly try.
The thing is, if you oppose it, who would paint it?
Yeah.
I could give it a go.
You could get Tarto.
Oh,
That
we
would
could, yeah. Tato could pose for it.
Immortalize Tarto across the stars.
The thought. Yeah.
Anyway.
Bah.
Ta-da-ba.
You get to the bar.
Goodbye.
I'm gonna.
No one else has been given the day off. Everyone is now on cleaning duty and repairs to make up for what happened in, obviously, the very recent attack. The only person there is the barmaid and you guys.
Walk over and
Afternoon?
sit in the bar. Yeah. Strike up conversation.
I
Pick up
didn't.
a regular table.
I didn't think anybody be in today. What you having?
Regular. The usual.
It's
Can I
on
get a
Mert.
shot of Hadozi snot, please.
Something very pink.
All right,
I will go for a gear greaser.
all right.
We're celebrating.
Considering there's,
You have one as well. It's on Sir Mert. Help yourself. Come sit with us.
that is true. Yes.
Oh, it's you lot. I just had that message about. Right, all right. I won't come sit with you.
I'll get you a drink though.
But I'll get. I will.
Good.
Not too expensive. And
The second best.
she busies herself with putting all the drinks together and bringing them over to your table.
I was gonna say, is a bottle of whiskey too expensive?
No,
I'll have a bottle of whiskey then, please.
brings the bottle over with yours.
Can I have an umbrella in?
Have a couple of glasses of paint stripper.
Gives those to you.
Can I have an umbrella and a straw and a cherry?
You've not got any cherries. This is a pub.
Oh,
And why do you
Oh,
want an umbrella in your drink? It won't fit.
I've seen it in pictures.
That's what I was thinking.
How big is the glass?
Don't know.
Are they
I didn't know what-
Are they giants?
I didn't have anything to measure the scale. It just looked fancy.
They could have been frost giants.
Brew stats. Yeah. What does frustrating this drink? I'm going to take whatever drink she gives me and I'm going to start stripping the musket and measuring it up next to my pistol.
Daiquiris.
Okay.
I want
Just
to have a
sick.
look at this sword as well.
Weapon parts and get the grease out and stuff, and yeah, just completely take over the table with my drink on one side and could just get stuck into measuring up the musket, comparing it to my pistol, and start sketching schematics and stuff to start my next round of modifications.
Do you need a hand, Hipley?
Sure. Yeah. Thank you.
I shall assist with my tinkering capabilities.
Okay.
Yeah.
He will rummage around in his bag and like pull out an orange, peel it, and kind of go typically go. It's not a cherry, and gives them an orange slice to go with their drink.
Wow, thank you.
Okay.
I know it may take more time than just sitting in the bar, but I would like to slowly convert my pistol into a long gun.
Cool. We can do that later, but we
Yep.
can do that definitely.
Mhm.
Fang, as you all sit there and kind of just decompress from everything that's happened to you over the past few days, over the past month or so, friends you've lost and now regained, the friends you've discovered have betrayed you, you do then study the sword. Bear with me 2 seconds. I need to clarify something.
Ooh, I can help with that as well, Fang. I have a spell for that.
You have identify.
I do. If I wish me to,
Funnily enough,
I can cast.
Funnily enough, so do I.
Thank you.
I identify you. I identify you.
Okay.
I would like to cast Identify on Fang.
Okay.
Oh, fluffy.
Just comes up with a big fashion word, fluffy.
Okay.
Yep.
This great sword then you cast identify. Sorry, Hipley. Yeah.
Yeah, I can do. Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, they can study it and stuff themselves, but I'll help and cast it. Why not?
Hipley, this sword is a copy. You can almost feel the history of the sword that this was made to emulate another greater sword. It is almost entirely silver. It is a magical +1 weapon. So +1 bonus to attack and to damage rolls. However, it can only be attuned by someone with a psionic ability. If it is attuned by someone with a psionic ability, you gain resistance to psychic damage. You have advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws, and are immune to being charmed.
I'm glad I went with heat metal.
Anybody here got any ability? I could use great swords.
Psionics is
Nope.
quite rare, I believe.
I haven't seen psionics since Advanced Dungeons and Dragons.
You picked the wrong fighter subclass at level 3, buddy.
Bother me. It's a great sword anyway. It's strength based.
Mm-hmm.
It is great.
Yeah, as I'm identifying, I'll sketch out the schematics and stuff like that. So, do you have any psychic ability? I wonder if
No.
is it teachable, taughtable, learnable?
Yeah.
One of those.
Don't worry, he could be sweet but a psycho.
There's a feat for it.
Yeah, maybe you'll learn it one day.
Do you think
Take it as a toilet in this
Lips
place.
would be interested?
Sorry, Ian, what'd you do?
I was just going to turn to Thang and say, do you think Mr. Lips, the quartermaster, would be interested in maybe he can replace it for something more to your style?
Something to look into, yeah.
It's surely got some value, this.
Well, it's solid silver nearly.
I mean,
It'll kill a werewolf.
Do you know?
Oh yeah,
any?
it'll fuck up a werewolf. Probably a vampire. In fact, incredibly useful against vampires. The whole immunity to being charmed. Incredibly useful against vampires.
Save it for next Halloween.
Maybe you could sell it to a vampire hunter.
The money lender.
We know
What
one.
do I search for on D&D Beyond?
The homebrew sword I have not yet made.
Ah, okay.
Is that the actual name of it?
Yes.
It's an awesome name.
What do you call it? A great sword's got to have a name.
How about Leia?
I've decided to call my gun the Sulaco.
Of course you are. As you go on about naming guns, throughout the rest of the day, into the night and the wee hours of the morning, you eventually drink yourselves into a well-earned stupor. Well, those of you who can drink, and those of you
oiled.
and those of you who aren't also pretty consistently drunk anyway. It is then, as the next 2 weeks progress, and you are a lot less put through the ringer by Tarto and Surfer, who have first-hand now seen that you are more than capable of handling yourself out there in the great wide astral expanse.
Beyond the stars.
It is 2 weeks since the attack that the old Gif, in control of your cadet quarters, walks in with a large case and places it down on the floor in between all of your beds. Morning!
Tell.
Morning.
No duties today, but you put on what's in this case and make your way up to the sky dock.
Okay. What's in the case?
Open the case.
A present from Tardo. And you open the case. Inside are uniforms. However, these are dress uniforms.
I've never worn a dress.
Are we still
However, say again?
red shirts?
Give me 2 moments. Bum, 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 bum. God damn it. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Where's it gone?
Over there.
Thing is, I should have taken a bit more time to remember this. Because obviously being colorblind, I can't just look. There we go. They are blue.
Nice.
And they are also dress uniforms. These are incredibly well made, tailored perfectly to fit each and every one of you. And you can see then they have obviously the epaulets and lots of tassels and decorations on them.
I would like to use, or have used over the past 2 weeks, some magical tinkering to make some captain's pips, and I will attach them to Yaz's shoulders.
Yeah, you can do that. No problem at all.
There you go, Captain. Something I'd made for you.
Yas didn't say anything, but his eyes look a little bit more watery than usual.
Oh. Give me a moment. Okay.
I thought it was in the lounge then.
Really weird music came on, sorry. Yes, so as you get dressed into your academy finery, the old Gif walks back in. Where you all look so grown up since first saw you. What is it now?
Month.
2 months ago?
We've come so far.
They grow up so fast.
I'm just gonna walk over and give him a hug.
Awkwardly pat him on the.
Oh, get off! Get off! Go on! Go on, get... They're waiting for you upstairs. Go on!
Come here and give me a hug.
No.
Okay.
But I'll always remember you fine folks. Billy and Furball and Hookah and little numbers. What was it? Jars? Pickles? I don't know. And Hicks. That's right. But no.
Game over, man. Game over.
I got that reference.
But no, go. Get out. Go on. Get. Do you leave?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
No hug.
No hug.
As I'm walking past him, I do grab him and hug him and pull the others in.
Group hug. Group hug.
You eventually then let him go. Get on the lift, which is empty apart from you all. And it transports you up to the sky dock. And as the gates, or the doors to the turbo lift open, you walk out and you see every single member of the Academy staff. Every sailor, every cadet, every officer, standing to attention. And as you step out, they all salute, and the crowd parts in perfect military fashion to allow you to walk through.
I whisper to Yaz, "We've come a long way since you grassed up that guy."
Do I see the guy that I grassed up?
Roll me a perception check.
Ooh. Whilst we're walking, I nudge everybody into like formation.
It's quite clearly very overwhelming in it. 7.
You do not notice the officer. You also don't notice
The sniper.
there may be some. You don't know if there are people still holding a grudge, staring at you with hate, because they never got their snifter of space rum. But at the end of now a corridor of people, there is waiting on a raised dais, Moot, Bosun Tato, and Surfer Absigen. And as you walk forward, Moot kind of gestures for Tato to go first. And they step up. It's been a very different couple of months since our last group of recruits first graced our shores. However, while the rest of them have progressed at a normal pace, one group has truly set themselves far above the rest. Really singled themselves out. Really, put a target on their back. And he is staring at you, Yaz, as he says that she is staring at you as she says this with a bit of a smirk. However, every challenge put before them they have risen to meet and overcome. And I hope that they will continue to do so as fully fledged sailors under the banner of Spelljammer Academy. Welcome's your graduation day, everyone. Well done. And they open a case, and there are like a row of diplomas in the case. And Sirtha gestures for you to come up on stage.
Get up on stage.
All
Thought
together,
it
I
was
want
a case
to
of ram for a second.
Just gestures you all to kind of come up on stage.
However we walk up, I still follow up behind yours.
Nudge everybody back into formation.
Yars was going to go up last, okay, but fine. If this is how it's happening, Yars goes up first.
You all get handed your diplomas. And Sirtha kind of looks down the line of you. Leans in again to you, Yars. It is customary for the captain to lead the cheer. Just say.
Speech.
Hang on, cheer.
Yes, cheer.
Sorry, this is Tom panicking, not yeah.
No. There doesn't need to be a speech. None of them want to listen to it, and I don't think you want to give one. So, if we could just hurry up.
Just start it, hip hip.
Am I wearing a hat?
If you want to be wearing a hat, you could be wearing a hat.
Fuck it, yeah, fine. I take my hat off and throw it in the air and start cheering.
Everyone else starts
try to
cheering. Whee!
I try to take my hat off, but it's attached to me, so I can't.
Yes. And as the cheers then die down, Tarto kind of looks out, surveying everyone. What are you all looking at? It's done. Come on. Go. And everyone immediately starts dispersing and taking off their finery back to their regular uniform and starts just putting stuff together. Starts doing maintenance, starts doing their normal jobs. And as they all look around at you, sorry, the graduation ceremony's not very long. We've got work to do.
As always.
However, there is normally a graduation gift. We thought something a little more substantial for the services you've provided. And she gestures to a table behind the stage, on which are a beautiful array of weapons, shields, oddly shaped rods, bags, and strange kind of goggles. There's a few sets of each.
Ooh.
Choose your gift.
Interesting.
All of the items are labelled as you approach. So mechanically, out of character moment for a second.
Yes.
You can choose. Well, none of you can choose a +1 Rod of the Pact Keeper because none of you are warlocks. You can choose a +1 shield, a +1 weapon, a bag of holding, or goggles of night.
Goggles of night sound interesting to me.
You've got dark vision, haven't you?
Is that what they do? Is it?
Yes. Basically,
This
just
sounds-
gives you dark vision.
That sounds very interesting to me as a utility droid.
Gonna be one of the +1 weapons.
Yes. Okay. +1 weapon. +1 weapon.
He eyes the shield, and then side eyes the captain, and then picks up a pair of goggles for himself.
Don't see the dark vision. Oh, sucks. And okay, cool. Hipley.
I'm attached to my weapon, so I'll probably go for the goggles, I think.
And Yaz.
Yeah.
As an astral elf, obviously I have dark vision, so I'm going to go for the bag of holding, but I would like to try and secretly pick up the goggles. Would
I
you
have
like a sleight
read
of
my
hand check
mind
there?
here.
I really would like a sleight of hand check, please.
I don't know. I don't have dark vision.
19.
19.
It'd be I think it's in senses.
Do any of your passive perceptions, because none of you are alert at this moment, none of you are looking for anything, do any of your passive perceptions beat a 19?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. However, there is at least one person in the group who is very interested in what everyone is picking. So... Okay. So as you turn around then, Tato and Cirtha and Mert has wandered off with everyone else. He's not interested in what's going on now. But Tato turns around to you all. So, you can choose to remain here as a newly minted sailor in the ranks of the Spelljammers or Spelljammer Corps. However, the last couple of months notwithstanding, life around here is pretty boring. You might lose your edge. You spend too much time on what is effectively shore leave. I have an idea. There's a placement program where promising cadets who graduate are assigned to a ship under the command of a captain who is friendly towards Mert and Spelljammer Academy. You are... I would like to put you forward for the program, if that's what you'd like. You learn under one of the finest captains on the Astral Sea. And, eventually, take on a ship of your own. What do you reckon?
Do I still get to fly, sir?
Captain I have in mind always needs a spelljammer.
Will we
Yes,
be
sir.
pirates?
Preferably one who can actually speak English.
Yes, sir. I accept.
It's English.
Common. Shut up, Fang, you tart.
Wonder if they'll let me paint a pit on the side of the ship.
All
I
right.
accept if my crew does, sir. If my captain does.
You don't have to stay together, but I think you work well as a unit.
Be ashamed to break up the crew now.
Our team.
T-E-A-M.
That's
Well, that's it. A ship will arrive later today. Take you up the coast. You get a week off in Neverwinter.
Oh.
The parts that have been rebuilt, anyway. Bit of shore leave, bit of R&R, and the captain will be there to pick you up.
nice.
She's on her way back.
Who
What's the
is
captain?
the captain?
I am. And Tato looks a bit sheepish, little bit worried, and kind of glances sideways at Cirtha, who is pretending very hard not to be listening to anything Tato is currently saying, but is obviously, 2 feet away. Absolutely can hear everything Tato is saying. And Tato kind of leans towards you all. It's not worth the hassle to speak the name out loud in certain people's earshots.
I'm just leaning. Old acquaintance.
Ex-girlfriend.
I just nod and
But good luck to you all. And if you do anything that might bring the good name of Spelljammer Academy into disrepute, I will disavow all knowledge of ever having met you or trained you.
Yes, sir. Sir, can we take the sending stone?
Well, my sending stone?
Yeah.
Why?
Just keep in touch.
Why would I want to do that?
Where your hot shots? Where the thoughts?
Cirtha kind of turns to you. He jokes. Or she jokes. Fuck. She jokes. Please, take mine. Tato has the other part. And should you find any interesting antiques or spelljamming maps, perhaps, on your travels,
Or ships?
know that I will always enjoy a visit.
Should you need us?
If we find any fancy ships, we'll give you a call.
Please do. Now come, Tato. And Cirtha just kind of stalks off. Tato kind of looks at you all.
Thumbs up.
I'd rather be coming with you. And just walks off. But stops halfway
Just to hear you
towards
say that.
stops halfway towards the lifts. And turns to you all. Well done. I'm proud of you.
Be proud of yourself. You trained us.
Cheers.
Some things can be trained.
Nothing.
A lot of what you lot have. Can't train that. Well done. And she walks off to join Cirtha, and they go down in the lift.
Thank you, Bosun.
And so,
Still a table full of goodies there, with no one else around.
no, they've been gathered up then by guards. Nice try. Nice try. Your time then at Spelljammer Academy is over. No! The promise of a new adventure awaits somewhere up the Sword Coast. Neverwinter, an old, majestic city to the north, now reaching its revival.
Ooh, I could maybe pay a visit to Mount Nevermind. Oh wait, no, wrong world.
As you wait then for the ship to come and gather you, wondering what your future will bring, far above you, impossible to see, impossible to perceive, high in the space above Toril, a moth-like ship appears. Its purpose unknown, it waits, biding its time. But we'll deal with that in part 2.
Oh my gosh.
For now, you have completed... Yes, you've completed Spelljammer Academy. Well done, everybody.
We survived.
Hooray. Hooray.
And you did
Hooray.
survive.
Hooray.
Though poor Bobby, whose nickname is now Yo-Yo.
Thinking more Chumbawamba, but there we go.
Jesus Christ.
She gets knocked down, but she gets up again.
Oh my god. That was just...
I thought the nickname was going to be Yaz too.
Oh no, Bobby's got a lot more hit points than Yaz. But Yaz stayed at the back.
And ran away.
Like a good little spellcaster.
Oh, dear me.
Yars definitely needs to find something Constitution buffing on land.
Mm-hmm. But yes, the SAS, the Astral Special Service. Oh no, the ass. I like it. I like it. I like it. We are ass. So you're banned? Okay. But no.
Not all of us.
Hey.
Thank
Mount
you.
Hurt now. That's the one.
Thank you to everyone who's watched. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you for you guys for playing. The adventure,
DMing.
as they say, does not stop here. This is just the end of the 4 special adventures that they wrote to introduce, obviously, people to the Spelljammer, or the Spelljammer setting, the Academy one-shots that they released on D&D Beyond, which I really wanted to run for someone, because I just thought it was a fun little setting, just being like back in school, just like going out on little kind of missions that weren't necessarily connected to each other. It was fun. It was fun, like little episodic adventure. But
Oh yes, totally.
join us in January when we will be back for not Spelljammer Academy anymore, but Spelljammer Hot Shots Part 2. Yeah, Part 2, duh.
Duh.
Where we will then take on, or at least they will try and take on, some version of the published Spelljammer adventure from the new release books, The Light of Xerxes, where me and Tom are going to have me and Tom need to have a conversation out of the prying ears of everybody else, because
Oh, really?
it might deal quite heavily with the Astral Elven Empire and culture. So yeah, we're gonna have to have a conversation. But yes, I cannot wait until January. It's not going to be the first week of January, as everyone is recovering from Christmas and the holidays. But stay tuned. It is very probably going to be like the second full week of January. Following
Full week of Spelljammer. Wonderful.
fucking no.
January 9th.
Yeah, January the 9th is the Monday, Tony, yeah?
Yep.
January the 9th, the beginning of a massive week for this channel, where we have on the Monday, When Glory Is Not Enough. So January 10th, we have the return of Fables Among Titans. January 11th, then, we have the return of Spelljammer Hot Shots Part 2. Unless anyone has any other plans. But yeah, January the 11th, watch this space. And then potentially, I'm not quite sure, we'll have another new Colossus campaign starting in Thursday. I think it might be that week or the week after. But starting on Thursday night's another new Colossus campaign from AD's mind. But yes, AD's very much enjoyed his break, but wants to get back into D&D now and telling stories. Because it's one of the best hobbies ever, is telling stories with your friends and having a laugh and taking the mick out of each other.
And rolling very badly.
I wouldn't know.
I know, yeah, same. I know we're all great. But yes, thank you very much for, well, obviously, as always, thank you very much to those who have watched. Thank you very much to those who will watch. It's the 21st today. A joyous Yuletide to you all. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas.
Feliz Navidad.
That one too.
No,
Feliz Navidad.
Fucking song out of my head.
But yes, I hope everyone has a wonderful time with their family, loved ones. If you have any friends, who normally get a bit insular this time of year, give them a call. Check in. Wish them a happy Christmas. See how they are. Invite them to play a game of Dungeons and Dragons, which for some of us is the only reason we still have friends and still talk to people on the regular, is because we play D&D, and they kind of make me. They make me come out of my shell and speak to them. The bastards. It's a good thing I love them. But yes, as always, we love you guys.
One other more important thing. First.
Go for it.
Do we level up?
Oh! I literally forgot, because none of you asked me. Yes.
That's what the music was.
You are all now level 5.
Whoop, whoop. All the cool shit.
So roll your hit points, stats.
Hold on. Give me time.
It is all the cool shit. I played Baldur's Gate 3 again because of the update recently and got a paladin to level 5. Fucking hell, 5 makes all of the difference.
I've not dived into it for a long time since I bought it when it originally came out.
Same. But they've raised the level cap from 4 to 5.
Ooh.
So all of the martial classes get 2 attacks per turn. It's just everything becomes so much easier.
Here we go.
Extra
That's a
attack.
5.
We won't do this bit on stream. But yes, we love you guys. Thank you very much for those who have watched. Thank you very much for those who will watch. We love you guys. Take care. Stay safe. And because this is Heavyweight RPG, for the last time in 2022, I think, because I haven't got any plans to run a one-shot. Depends how drunk I get on New Year's. Say goodnight,
stream.
players.
All of the curses stars.
Say goodnight, players.
Players.
Good night.
Bitty, bitty, bitty.
Good night, everybody.